addiction still on the show, and as always, we always run out of time here. But you know what? Thank you so much once again for coming in and sharing your stories with us, and Ruben for your expertise with us as well. Earlier we talked about tough love, how do you stop, blah blah blah, and finally when they stop, there's a possibility of a relapse. And how do we prevent a relapse?
Well, first of all, the person needs to be always involved with a support group. Continue on with the program. It's a lifelong battle, so it's chronic. So you have to realize it's lifelong, and you should not stop anywhere. And support groups like 12 Steps, AA meetings, and methamphetamine and Cocaine Anonymous, and all that. Those are unnecessary.
So it helps. Those programs help. Relapse. Are you scared? They say once an addict, always an addict.
When I quit, well, for me it's a miracle that it happened, because when you do drugs and you stop, there is a relapse, but it's really impossible to just quit. But with me, I think it's just the God Almighty is the one that really.
So spirituality helps. You're nodding your head.
Well, I actually was diagnosed with bipolar disorder when I was 15 years old, and I was on psychiatric medication, and I was on maintenance for that for all the way up until I graduated from college. And I didn't do any drugs during that time period, which made me so popular in college. But when my health insurance stopped and my psychiatric medication stopped because it became way too cost prohibitive, I started using drugs to self-medicate.
So you were self-medicating.
I was self-medicating, and I think that if we're going to talk about prevention, we have to start talking about psychiatric illnesses earlier. So oftentimes what happens is that they become an addict, they get into recovery, the system there will say, oh, wow, maybe you have this co-occurring disorder.
But see, the thing is, they say addiction is also a psychological thing, right?
Well, definitely. And I'd like to remind everyone that there has to be a balance with the spirituality, physicality, our physical well-being, our emotional well-being, and intellectual or mental well-being, that all of that has to be put to balance. And I think, unfortunately, many times people leave out the spirituality, and I think it's really important. That's why the 12 Steps program are effective. They usually maintain 20% success throughout life, and they're all over the world, 2 million members, and because it is based spiritually, but which I really believe that it is an important factor to preventing, even if you have not used drugs. Or
preventing relapse. But you know what? One of these days we should come back and talk about preventing the use in the first place. Unfortunately, time has once again run out. Thank you so much. More power to all of you. God bless. God bless. God bless. And marami pong salamat sa inyong panonood. Sana po marami kayong natutunan. We'll see you again next time.
Kababayan